13. Start with verse 13. And he left them and entered into the ship. Now the folk that he left was the multitude. Him and the disciples left the multitude, and they got into the ship and departed on the other side. Now verse 14 says what? Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, neither had they in the ship with them more than one loaf. Verse 15, look at this.
And he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the leaven of Herod.
All right, now let me ask you something. What is his interpretation, or what is he saying to them to beware of the Pharisees or beware of the leaven? Okay, he is saying beware of the evilness of the Pharisees and beware of false teaching. Be careful about knowing something or being taught something about God that isn't really who he is. Be careful of that. Okay. Verse 16. In your Bible says what?
And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have no bread.
Now let me ask you something. Was Jesus talking about food in the prior verse, or was he talking about spiritual things?
Spiritual things.
Spiritual things. Now let me ask you this. Do you think Jesus was worried about eating?
No.
He fed 5,000 on one time, he fed 4,000 on another time, and they talking about some bread. And we laughed. Going through some stuff, and I was checking it out, and I was thinking about it. And God said to me when I read that, he said, Amen. Didn't I feed you? Didn't I bless you? Didn't I bring you out again and again and again? And you talk about how I'm going to make it? He said, do you know? Look at this now. Let's keep reading now. Jesus got irritated again.
Yeah.
Look at this. He says, where are we? 17, 16, where are we?
17.
17. And when Jesus knew it, what did Jesus know? Wait a minute, let me ask you a question. It said, and when Jesus knew it, what did he know?
That they didn't understand.
That they was worried about bread. And when Jesus knew it, he said unto them, why reason? Because you have no bread. He said, what are you tripping about? Because you don't have no bread. Keep reading. Perceive ye not yet, neither understand. Have ye your heart hardened? Verse 18. Having eyes, see you not? Having ears, hear you not? Do you not what? Remember? Isn't that powerful? Y'all know we do that. God bring us out and we get in the next thing and act like we haven't seen him bring us out. We act like we haven't heard that he bring folk out. We act like that we forgot that he brought folk out. And I hung my head and I said, God, I'm so ashamed. That's because we don't really know. Verse 27 is coming up, that famous verse, which is all we use. We think, who do men say that I am? Look at this. This is awesome. Isn't that something? He said, having eyes, don't you see? Did you see me feed? And y'all think, still, you haven't been convinced that it was two separate occasions. But I'm going to show you that it was two separate occasions. Step into verse 19, and he'll show you it was two separate occasions. Read.
When I break the 5 loaves among 5,000, how many baskets was left to eat up? They said unto him 12.
Now, how many baskets was left after he fed the 5,000? 12. Keep reading.
And when the 7 among 4,000, how many baskets was left to eat up? And they said 7.
Is that 2 different times? How many times have he brought you out? More than 2 different times. You got here late, Ray, but we talking about, do you really know who he is? See, don't think you all spiritual and all that, and think you know all that you know. These men was with Jesus. And y'all know we only seen 2 hours on Sunday. They walked with him. They watched him take, what was it? 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed what?
5,000.
They watched him do that. They handed out the food. And got in the ship after they ate and said, we ain't got no bread. Your bread was sitting next to you. Jesus said, bread? Are you tripping? He started talking Ebonics on them. He left the D's and the downs. He said, y'all tripping up in here, So, y'all see it's 2 different occasions now, don't you? He said, one time I had 12 loaves left over after I fed 5,000. Next time I had 7 loaves and I fed 4,000. See, and that's why, and I was reading a theologian's commentary, and he made the point. He said they wanted to say that it was the same occasion and that men made up the story, but the commentary said that if it was men, they would have made it. You know how we do? We make the story bigger. They said if he fed 5,000, they would have made it 10,000. Okay. But the Bible don't say that he fed more. It said he fed less this time, because that was not his objective. And no, this is true. So now, where are we? Verse 20? 21. I don't want to go too much. Yeah, we on 20 or 21? 21. And they said what?
And he said unto them, how is it
that you do not understand? There you go. Isn't that right, Dad? He said they didn't know. Is that what he said about us? How is it that you not understand? I done saved you. I done changed your life. Now you're carrying a Bible. Now you don't act like you used to act. Now you're faced with something, and you're like, oh, how am I get out of this? And Jesus said, don't you remember when I did this and I did that? He said, have you eyes that you don't see? Have you ears that you ain't heard? He said, don't you remember? That's why he's getting ready to ask them, who am I?
That's right.
We ain't finished. We're about to